Hello everyone, my name is Juan David Montoya. I am in the course of Material Design for Virtual Environments, and this is Group 12. My tutor is Juan Carlos Lopez, and this is a video for the Universidad Nacional Abierta de Distancia. I am currently in Palmira, and it is December of 2016. So my video is the final task for this course. And I would like to present to you my lesson plan, which includes presentation, practice, and production, the PPP lesson plan. And as you can see, well, the teacher for this class is going to be me, Juan David Montoya. It is a basic 2 level, and the topic is going to be about the weather. The class is for December 10th. The main aim is to learn the present continuous, and the specific objective is to talk about actions in this moment and describe the weather. So it is always important to start with a warm-up. This is to lower the affective filter and to get students engaged into the learning. Help them relax and help them be open into what they're going to learn, and be open to the material that is going to be presented to them. So the warm-up is going to be to paste weather flashcards under the word weather and ask the students to think of the activities they like to do in each type of weather. Introduce the rest of the vocabulary and ask them to identify the 2 verbs in the vocabulary, snowing and raining. Don't forget to explain the temperature. Ask the students to describe the weather. In this moment, write the model sentence on the board. In this moment, it is sunny and hot. So obviously, for this, it is going to be necessary to use some flashcards, which I already have. And the time is going to be 30 minutes for this activity. We move on to the next activity, to the next part of the lesson plan, which is the presentation. And it's going to, as a transition, I'm going to tell students that we're going to watch a video. I'm going to separate the class into groups, ask students to watch the video and describe the weather. Also, ask them to write down as many actions as they can from the video. Ask them to compare with their group and try to organize the verbs in complete sentences in the order of the video. Ask one representative from each group to read the sentences they made. As a transition again, tell students we're going to learn something. Divide the class in 2. Divide the board in half, one side that says every day and the other in this moment. Elicit sentences in the present simple from the previous activities by asking them what Mr. Bean does every day. Start playing the video and pause after every action. Ask students what is the action and if it is every day or in this moment. Copy the first sentences as a model and then elicit the sentences from the students. Explain what is necessary about the present continuous if necessary. So of course, as you can see in the description of the activity, it is necessary a computer so we can access to the Mr. Bean video, which is in YouTube, and the home theater or speakers to amplify the sound. Again, another 30 minutes to complete this activity, and in the sources is the link to the Mr. Bean video. The next part is the practice. This practice is controlled, so it is going to be an activity that we're going to complete in the book, right, which is Top-Notch Fundamentals by Longman Pearson, Alan Asher, and Joan Saslow. And I'm going to ask students to complete exercise 5 on page 73, and then as a class we're going to go over the answers. It is necessary the Top-Notch Fundamentals book, and the timing is more or less 10 minutes. The next stage is production, and I'm going to ask students to work with the people next to them and describe what their favorite city is and describe why. So I'm going to give students the password to the Wi-Fi, and I'm going to ask them to go to weather.com and look for the weather in their favorite city. They're going to do this with their cell phones, or if we have access to computers, but most likely it's going to be with their cell phones. Ask them to plan the activities they want to do and the clothes they need to use in that weather for that activity in that city. Ask them to report what they talked about to the class. right? The resources is going to be the Wi-Fi, the timing is going to be 20 minutes, and the sources is going to be weather.com. The next part is going to be the assessment. For this, I'm going to explain that they will choose one of the favorite cities from the second activity and prepare a radio report, one per group. Remind them to greet and introduce their report. Separate the students again, one from each group. Explain that they will read their radio report to their new group, and the others will have to get the name of the city, the temperature, and the description of the weather. And after this activity, we're going to have some feedback as a class. As assignment for them to complete in their house, as homework, I'm going to ask them to complete the Unit 9, Lesson 1 on the Top-Notch Fundamentals workbook. So it is going to be necessary the Top-Notch Fundamental book and workbook. The timing for this is going to be 5 minutes, and the sources is going to be the Top-Notch Fundamentals from Longman and Pearson by Alan Asher and Joan Saslow. Next is the consolidation stage, and I'm going to tell students that we're going to practice a little more. The idea is to separate the class into groups. Explain that one student will come to the front of the class and I will give him a sentence in the present continuous. Explain that he or she will mimic the action until I say stop. When the person hears stop, he or she will freeze and will not move until the students guess what the activity he or she is doing. Ask for a representative from each group to stand up. Ask them to face away from the person in the front. Explain that when I say stop, they will turn around, look at the person in the front, and compete to get the ball placed in front of them for a chance to earn a point by saying the correct sentence in the present continuous. The winner will get to mimic the next activity. So it is necessary as resources the ball. The timing is going to be 20 minutes. So this is my lesson plan. This is something I have prepared for a basic 2 course, a basic level of students, and I will use it to teach the weather and the present continuous. Thank you very much.